Have you ever caught a glimpse of yourself in a shop window? Or maybe in the bathroom mirror under those unforgiving fluorescent lights and felt a small, quiet pang of surprise? For a split second, you might not even recognize the person staring back. The mind inside still feels sharp, full of life, full of memories and plans. You still feel like you, but the reflection, it seems to be telling a different story. Maybe you've noticed it in the texture of your skin. That spot on the back of your hand that seems a little more translucent, a little more fragile than it used to, or the way a smile line seems to linger just a bit longer after the laugh has faded. We're not talking about simple wrinkles. Those are badges of a life well lived. We're talking about a deeper change, a loss of that youthful plumpness, that resilience, that feeling of your skin being a strong protective barrier. It's a change that can feel unsettling. It can make you feel visible in a way you don't want to be, and invisible in a way that truly hurts. It's as if the outside is no longer matching the vibrant person on the inside. For years, we've been told the solution lies in a jar. An expensive cream, a miracle serum, something you apply on the surface to fix a problem that, I'm here to tell you, starts much, much deeper. Those solutions are like painting a rickety fence. It might look better for a little while, but it doesn't fix the rot in the wood. The real secret to stronger, healthier, more youthful-looking skin after 60 isn't about what you put on your body, it's about what you put in it. It's about giving your body the raw materials it needs to rebuild from the inside out. In this video, we are going to pull back the curtain on one of the most fundamental processes of aging. We will explore exactly why our skin changes so dramatically after 60. And most importantly, I'm going to share with you 6 specific, powerful, and delicious foods that can help your body naturally boost its own collagen production. Stick with me because this isn't about vanity. This is about reclaiming the vitality you feel on the inside and letting it show on the outside. That feeling of disconnect, the gap between your inner self and your outer appearance, is incredibly common, yet it's rarely spoken about with the seriousness it deserves. It's not just skin deep, it touches our confidence, our sense of self, and how we move through the world each day. And the solution we're going to talk about today, this idea of rebuilding from within, is so much more empowering than anything you can buy in a bottle. It puts the power right back where it belongs, in your hands and on your plate. But before we uncover these powerful, food-based strategies, I need to know you're with me on this journey. If you are truly serious about taking back control of your health and aging with strength and dignity, take just 1 second to click that red subscribe button and ring the little notification bell. It's a small click, but it's a powerful commitment to yourself and your future health. And I really want to hear from you. We're building a real community here, so please pause the video for a moment, go down to the comments right now and tell me, what is the #1 health concern on your mind? It doesn't have to be about skin. Your voice and your experience matter deeply to all of us. All right, let's get into the heart of it. To understand how these foods work, we first need to get acquainted with the star of our show, collagen. I want you to imagine for a moment the frame of a house. It's the scaffolding, the 2x4s, the beams that give the entire structure its shape, its strength, and its ability to withstand a storm. Without that strong internal framework, the walls would sag, the floors would creak and give way, and the whole house would eventually crumble. In your body, and particularly in your skin, collagen is that framework. It's the most abundant protein we have, a tough, fibrous substance that acts like a web or scaffold, holding everything together. It's what gives young skin its firmness, its tautness, its bounce. Now, here's the reality we all face. When we're young, our body is like a bustling construction site with a full crew, working 24/7 to produce high-quality collagen. But as we move past our 20s, and especially after age 60, that construction crew starts to slow down. Some workers retire. The supply shipments of raw materials become less frequent. The collagen we produce becomes a bit more fragmented and disorganized. The result? That sturdy framework begins to weaken. The skin loses its support from beneath, and we begin to see the sagging, the thinning, and the fine lines that concern us. So, the logical question is, if our body is struggling to make its own, can we get it from an outside source? The answer brings us to our very first powerhouse food, bone broth. Now, bone broth isn't some new trendy invention. This is ancient wisdom. It's the nourishing, slow-simmered soup our grandmothers and great-grandmothers would make to cure all ills, and it turns out they were onto something profoundly important. When you simmer animal bones, be it chicken, beef, or fish, along with their connective tissues like ligaments and cartilage for a long period, something magical happens. The collagen and minerals locked within those tissues break down and are released into the water, creating a rich, gelatinous, and deeply nutritious broth. This isn't just a comforting drink. It is, in the most literal sense, a liquid source of the very building blocks your skin is crying out for. It's rich in the specific amino acids, the small protein components, that your body needs to assemble its own collagen. We're talking about proline and glycine, which are the absolute non-negotiable essentials for this process. Think of it this way. Instead of asking your tired, understaffed construction crew to make bricks from scratch, you're delivering a truckload of perfectly formed, high-quality bricks right to the job site. You're making their job profoundly easier. I want you to really feel this for a moment. Picture a cold, blustery afternoon. You come inside and instead of reaching for a cup of tea or coffee, you gently heat a mug of golden, savory bone broth. You hold the warm mug in your hands, feel the heat seep into your palms, and bring it to your lips. As you sip it, you're not just tasting a delicious soup. You're feeling a deep, cellular-level nourishment. It's a feeling of mending and replenishment that no topical cream could ever hope to replicate. It's a fundamental act of self-care that says, I am rebuilding myself from the inside out. And the benefits don't stop at your skin. Those same compounds, the collagen, the glucosamine, the chondroitin, are also what your body uses to build and maintain healthy cartilage in your joints. So while you're working on firmer skin, you're also nourishing those creaky knees and stiff hips. Getting this into your life is wonderfully simple. You can, of course, make it yourself. It's incredibly cost-effective. All it takes is a leftover roast chicken carcass or some soup bones from the butcher, put into a large stock pot or a slow cooker, covered with water with a splash of apple cider vinegar. That's the key to help pull the minerals out of the bones. Then you just let it simmer on low for anywhere from 8 to 24 hours. The longer it simmers, the more nutritious it becomes. Strain it, store it in the fridge, and you have liquid gold for the week. If that sounds like too much fuss, don't worry. High-quality bone broth is now widely available in most grocery stores. Just be a savvy shopper. Turn the carton around and read the label. You're looking for one with no or very low sodium, and where you can recognize all the ingredients. You can sip it warm from a mug, as we imagined. You can use it as the base for any soup, stew, or sauce. You can even cook your rice or quinoa in it instead of water to infuse your grains with extra protein and flavor. So we've delivered the raw building blocks, the glycine and proline, with our nourishing bone broth. We've brought the bricks to the construction site. But as we said, even the best crew with the finest bricks needs a skilled foreman to oversee the project, to read the blueprints, and to ensure those bricks are laid correctly to form a strong, stable wall. In your body's collagen production process, that essential foreman is vitamin C. Now, when I say vitamin C, I know what most of us picture. A tall, cool glass of orange juice. And while oranges are wonderful, I want to introduce you to a food that is an even more potent and perhaps surprising source of this critical vitamin. It's vibrant, it's crunchy, and it's something you can add to almost any meal. We're talking about red bell peppers. Just one medium-sized red bell pepper can provide well over 150% of your recommended daily intake of vitamin C. That's significantly more, gram for gram, than an orange. But why is this vitamin so non-negotiable for our skin? Let's return to our house-building analogy. The amino acids from the bone broth are the bricks. Vitamin C is the master artisan, the foreman who ensures those bricks bind together. It activates specific enzymes that interlink the amino acids, twisting them into the strong, flexible, triple helix structure that is the hallmark of healthy collagen. Without enough vitamin C, your body simply cannot complete this process effectively. It might have all the bricks it needs, but it lacks the mortar to hold them together. The collagen it produces is weak, unstable, and quickly breaks down. There's a powerful, if grim, historical lesson in this. The disease of scurvy, which plagued sailors on long sea voyages. They had plenty of protein, but no fresh fruits or vegetables. Without vitamin C, their bodies literally started to fall apart. Their gums would bleed, their teeth would loosen, and most telling of all, old wounds and scars would mysteriously reopen. This happened because the very collagen holding their healed tissues together was disintegrating, and their bodies had no way to repair or replace it. This shows us, in dramatic fashion, that vitamin C isn't just a nice-to-have vitamin. It is fundamental to the structural integrity of your entire body. But vitamin C plays another crucial role. It's also a powerful antioxidant. I want you to picture the brand new framework of our house, freshly built and strong. Now imagine it's being constantly attacked by tiny, invisible vandals. These vandals are called free radicals, and they are generated by things we encounter every day. UV radiation from the sun, pollution in the air, and even internal stress. These free radicals attack our healthy cells, and critically, they target our collagen fibers, causing them to become brittle and break. Vitamin C is like a vigilant security guard patrolling our construction site. It actively neutralizes these free radical vandals before they can do any damage, protecting our precious, newly formed collagen and preserving the integrity of our skin. Let's bring this feeling home. You know that sensation after you've spent a bit too long in the sun, even with sunscreen on? Your skin feels a little tight, a little warm, maybe a bit parched. That's the feeling of a low-level inflammatory response, the aftermath of the battle against those UV-generated free radicals. Now imagine having a system flooded with the protective power of vitamin C. It's a feeling of resilience. It's the knowledge that your body is armed and ready to defend itself from these daily assaults. The vibrant, almost fiery red of the bell pepper is nature's own advertisement for this protective power. That color comes from carotenoids, like beta-carotene, which are also potent antioxidants, so you're getting a double dose of skin defense. Bringing red bell peppers into your life is a joy. The key is to eat them either raw or only lightly cooked, as high heat can degrade some of the vitamin C. Slice them into spears and dip them in hummus for a wonderfully satisfying, crunchy snack. Dice them and toss them into a salad for a burst of sweetness and color. Sauté them lightly with onions to top a morning omelet. They add a fresh, vibrant element to almost anything. We've done some excellent work so far. We've got the scaffolding, our collagen, being rebuilt thanks to the amino acids from bone broth. We've hired the master foreman, vitamin C from red bell peppers, to ensure that scaffolding is strong and well protected. But a house is more than just its frame. A frame left on its own is vulnerable to the elements. What it needs are strong, well-sealed walls and windows to keep the good stuff in, like warmth and comfort, and the bad stuff out, like wind and rain. In our skin, this function is performed by the lipid barrier, a crucial layer of fats that surrounds every single skin cell. This barrier is what keeps our skin hydrated, plump, and protected from environmental irritants. As we age, this lipid barrier can become compromised. It gets thinner, less robust. Think of it like old, weathered window sealant that has started to crack and peel. Moisture escapes easily, leading to that dry, tight, sometimes flaky feeling that so many of us are familiar with. Irritants from the outside can get in more easily, leading to redness and sensitivity. To rebuild this vital barrier, we need to supply our body with the right kind of building materials, specifically healthy fats. And this brings us to our third powerhouse food, a tiny seed that punches far above its weight class, flax seeds. Flax seeds are one of nature's richest plant-based sources of a very specific type of omega-3 fatty acid called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. Your body uses this ALA to create other omega-3s that are essential components of your cell membranes. Eating flax seeds is like giving your body the highest quality materials to repair those cracked window seals, reinforcing the walls of every skin cell. When your lipid barrier is healthy and robust, the change in your skin is profound. It's not just about looking better, it's about feeling better. Do you know that sensation of putting on a rich moisturizer and your skin just drinks it up, sighing with relief? A healthy lipid barrier creates that feeling from the inside. Your skin is better able to hold on to its own natural moisture. It becomes more supple, softer to the touch, and that persistent feeling of dryness begins to fade away. That fine, crepey texture on your cheeks or neck starts to look smoother and more resilient because the cells themselves are literally plumper and more hydrated. Let's create a picture of this. Imagine two sponges. One is old, dry, and brittle. If you press it, it cracks. It doesn't bounce back. The other has been soaked in water and a little bit of nourishing oil. It's soft, pliable, and resilient. If you squeeze it, it yields gently and then returns to its shape. By consuming healthy omega-3s from flax seeds, you are helping your skin transition from that dry, brittle sponge to the soft, resilient one. You're fortifying it against the daily environmental stresses that seek to dry it out. Furthermore, these omega-3s are renowned for their anti-inflammatory properties. A lot of the redness, blotchiness, and sensitivity we can experience in our skin as we age is a low-grade inflammatory response. By tamping down that inflammation, flax seeds help create a calmer, more even-toned complexion. It's a two-pronged approach, strengthening the outer barrier while calming the internal irritation. So, how do we get these tiny titans into our diet? There's one crucial step. You must grind them. Whole flax seeds will often pass right through your digestive system without being broken down, meaning you won't absorb those precious oils. You can buy them pre-ground, often called flax meal, or you can buy them whole and grind them yourself in a coffee grinder or a small blender, which is what I recommend for maximum freshness. Keep the ground meal in an airtight container in the refrigerator or freezer, as the healthy oils can go rancid if left out at room temperature. The taste is mild and nutty, and it's incredibly easy to incorporate. Sprinkle a tablespoon or two over your morning oatmeal or yogurt. Blend it into a smoothie. It will act as a thickener, and you won't even notice it's there. You can even use it in baking as a partial flour substitute in muffins or breads, adding a powerful nutritional boost. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons a day is all you need to start rebuilding that essential lipid barrier. So our house is now beautifully constructed. The collagen framework is strong thanks to bone broth. The vitamin C formin from our red bell peppers is managing the build perfectly. The flaxseed fortified walls and windows are sealing in moisture, keeping the interior supple and hydrated. But there's an invisible threat we need to address. A constant, low-level danger that acts like a slow-burning fire within the very walls of our house. This process is called oxidative stress. It's caused by those free radical vandals we mentioned earlier, generated by sunlight, pollution, and even our body's own metabolic processes. This fire doesn't just make us feel tired or run down, it directly attacks our skin's structure. It scorches our collagen and elastin fibers, making them brittle, weak, and causing them to break down much faster. This internal fire is one of the primary drivers of accelerated skin aging. To protect our beautiful new house, we need a dedicated 24/7 fire department. We need a team of elite firefighters on call to rush in and extinguish these little blazes before they can spread and cause real structural damage. These firefighters are called antioxidants, and there is no food source more densely packed with these protective compounds than our fourth category. Berries. I'm talking about blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, the entire glorious family. The incredible deep colors of these fruits, The rich blues, the vibrant purples, the jewel-like reds are not just for show. Those pigments are a class of super antioxidants called anthocyanins. When you eat a handful of mixed berries, you are essentially dispatching a whole battalion of these firefighters throughout your system. They patrol your body, seeking out those inflammatory fires. When they find a free radical, they neutralize it on the spot, sacrificing themselves to protect your healthy cells and, most importantly, for our conversation today, your precious collagen. Think of it this way. Every berry you eat is another fire extinguisher placed strategically inside your house. And berries offer a brilliant 1-2 punch. Not only are they packed with these protective anthocyanins, but they are also fantastic sources of our formin, vitamin C. So they help protect the collagen you already have, while simultaneously providing the key vitamin needed to build new, stronger collagen. It's a beautiful synergy. I want you to connect with the feeling of this. Think about a hot summer day. You come inside feeling a bit sluggish and overheated. You open the fridge and see a bowl of cool, fresh berries. The very sight of them is refreshing. When you pop one in your mouth, there's that burst of sweet and tangy flavor. It feels clean. It feels hydrating. It feels like you are cooling your body from the inside out. That feeling is the real-life effect of these anti-inflammatory compounds at work. It's not just a treat for your taste buds, it's a deeply soothing and protective act for your entire body. The best part is how easy it is to enjoy these benefits. A common concern is that fresh berries can be expensive and spoil quickly. This is where the freezer aisle becomes your best friend. Berries are flash frozen at their absolute peak of ripeness, which locks in their nutrients and antioxidants perfectly. In fact, some studies showed that frozen berries can have even higher concentrations of these compounds than fresh ones that have been sitting on a shelf for a week. So, keep a large bag of frozen mixed berries on hand at all times. In the morning, toss a cupful into a blender with a scoop of yogurt and those ground flax seeds we talked about for a powerhouse smoothie. Thaw a handful to sprinkle over your oatmeal or a bowl of cottage cheese. Or for a simple and elegant dessert, just let a bowl of them sit on the counter for 20 minutes until they're slightly softened and eat them with a spoon. They are nature's perfect candy. We've done such a thorough job constructing our metaphorical house of healthy skin. We have the amino acid bricks from bone broth, the vitamin C formin from red peppers, the moisture-sealing walls from flax seeds, and the antioxidant fire department from our berries. Our project is well supplied, well managed, and well protected. But let's revisit our construction site analogy for one final critical step. Imagine you have the crew, the materials, the blueprints, and the security all in place. The cement mixer is full, ready to make the mortar. But to get that mixer to turn, you need a key to start its engine. Without that specific key, all your precious materials just sit there unused. The whole project grinds to a halt. In the biochemistry of your skin, a mineral called zinc is that key. It's a critical cofactor, which is a scientific way of saying it's a helper molecule. It's the spark plug that allows the enzymes responsible for collagen synthesis to do their job. Without adequate zinc, the entire production line is stalled. And this brings us to our fifth powerhouse food, a humble seed that is a veritable treasure trove of this foundational mineral, pumpkin seeds. Sometimes called pepitas, these little green seeds are one of the best plant-based sources of zinc you can find. Zinc's role is not just to kickstart the collagen factory, but it's also absolutely essential for cell repair and wound healing. Have you ever noticed that, as the years go by, a small paper cut on your finger or a little scrape on your arm seems to take longer and longer to heal? That frustratingly slow repair process is a perfect visual for what's happening on a cellular level throughout your skin. A system that struggles to heal a visible wound is a system that also struggles to repair the invisible, daily damage that leads to thinning skin and wrinkles. By ensuring you have enough zinc, you're not just turning on the collagen-making machinery. You're also equipping your body's repair crews with one of their most essential tools. You're supporting the very process of cellular regeneration. Let's really connect with that feeling. It's that subtle, creeping sense of fragility. The skin that seems to bruise from just a gentle bump. The loss of that feeling of robustness. It can be disheartening, another small reminder that your body isn't bouncing back the way it used to. Now, imagine finding that lost key for the cement mixer. You slide it into the ignition, give it a turn, and hear that satisfying roar as the engine springs to life. The work can finally begin. That is the feeling of giving your body the zinc it needs. It's a feeling of deep-seated competence, of knowing that you've provided the fundamental catalyst for repair and rebuilding. It's the confidence that comes from knowing your body is no longer stalled, but actively working to mend and strengthen itself. Pumpkin seeds are a wonderfully easy and satisfying food to add to your routine. A small handful, about 1/4 cup, is a fantastic daily serving. You can buy them raw or roasted, shelled, or unshelled. I'd suggest looking for raw, unsalted, shelled ones, the green pepitas, to get the most benefit without adding excess sodium. Their mild, nutty flavor makes them incredibly versatile. Sprinkle them over your salad for a satisfying crunch that contrasts beautifully with soft greens. Add them to your morning yogurt or oatmeal, alongside those berries and ground flax seeds for a true skin health Super Bowl. You can even whiz them into a pesto with basil and olive oil as a delicious alternative to pine nuts. Or simply enjoy a small handful as a mid-afternoon snack to tide you over. It's a simple, consistent habit that ensures your body's construction crew always has the key to get the job done. We have spent our time together architecting this beautiful, resilient house for our skin. We've sourced the best bricks, hired the smartest foreman, sealed the walls, installed a fire department, and laid a solid foundation. The plan is perfect. The execution is underway. But what if, every single night, a saboteur was sneaking into your construction site with a wrecking ball? What if this saboteur was systematically smashing your brand new collagen fibers, undoing all your hard work and leaving your structure weakened and compromised? All your efforts would be for nothing. This isn't just an analogy. This process is happening inside our bodies, and the wrecking ball is something many of us consume every single day. Excess sugar and refined carbohydrates. Our final and arguably most crucial point isn't about a food to add, but a substance to understand and to manage. The damage it causes happens through a destructive process called glycation. Let me explain it simply. I want you to picture those healthy, flexible collagen and elastin fibers in your skin as new, springy elastic bands. They are strong and they snap back easily. Now imagine taking those elastic bands and soaking them in a bowl of sticky, liquid sugar. When that sugar dries, it hardens and crystallizes, making the elastic bands stiff, rigid, and brittle. If you try to stretch them now, they won't snap back. They'll just snap in two. This is precisely what excess sugar does inside your body. Molecules of sugar from your bloodstream attach themselves to proteins, especially our precious collagen and elastin. They form a permanent cross-linked bond that makes these once flexible fibers rigid and weak. And the compounds created by this damaging process have a grimly fitting name: Advanced Glycation End Products. Their acronym is quite literally AGES. These AGEs accumulate in our skin over time, leading to a loss of elasticity, increased wrinkling, and that dull, slack appearance we're working so hard to prevent. When I say sugar, I don't just mean the white crystals in the sugar bowl. I mean the obvious culprits like sodas, candies, and pastries, but also the hidden sugars that act just like a wrecking ball. White bread, white rice, most breakfast cereals, and pasta. These refined carbohydrates are broken down by your body into sugar almost instantly, flooding your bloodstream and kickstarting that destructive glycation process. Perhaps you can relate to the feeling of this. It's the frustration of trying to do everything right. You buy the nice skin cream, you try to stay hydrated, but you look in the mirror and still see dull, tired-looking skin. It's the feeling of your efforts being mysteriously undermined. Knowing about glycation is that aha moment. It's finally identifying the saboteur you didn't even know was there. Now, please hear me. This is not about guilt. It is not about shame. And it is certainly not about telling you that you can never again enjoy a slice of birthday cake or a piece of warm bread. That's not realistic, and it's not the point. The point is empowerment. It's about understanding the enemy so you can outsmart it. It's about shifting from being a passive victim of this process to an active, informed manager of your health. The key is reduction, not elimination. And here are a few simple strategies. First, practice the power of pairing. If you're going to eat a refined carbohydrate, never eat it alone. Pair that slice of toast with an avocado or an egg. Pair that small bowl of pasta with a large serving of protein and vegetables. The fat, fiber, and protein act like a buffer, slowing down the absorption of sugar into your blood, blunting the spike, and reducing the formation of those damaging AGEs. Second, become a label detective. Get into the habit of glancing at the added sugars line on nutrition labels. You will be shocked to find how much is hiding in places you'd never expect. Salad dressings, ketchup, pasta sauces, and even so-called healthy yogurts. This knowledge alone will change the way you shop. Finally, think in terms of healthy swaps. Instead of that sugary soda, try sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon and a few muddled raspberries. You're not just avoiding the bad, you're adding the good. Antioxidants and vitamin C. Understanding this final piece of the puzzle, the power of taming the saboteur, is what brings everything together. It closes the loop. It shows us that building younger, healthier skin isn't about one magic food. It is a holistic strategy. It's about consciously providing the good while mindfully protecting yourself from the bad. And when we look back at all these points, a clear and empowering picture emerges. As you can see, all of these pieces connect in a beautiful, intricate dance. This isn't about fighting 6 different battles. It's not about memorizing a long list of disconnected rules. It is about embracing one single, powerful idea. Your body has an incredible innate ability to heal and rebuild itself at any age. Our job is simply to give it the right tools and materials to do that work. Think back to our house. We started with the desire to do more than just paint over the cracks. We wanted to rebuild the very foundation and framework. We brought in the amino acid bricks with warm, nourishing bone broth. We hired the vitamin C foreman with vibrant red bell peppers to direct the construction. We sealed the walls to lock in moisture with the omega-3s and flaxseeds. We installed a state-of-the-art antioxidant fire department with handfuls of delicious berries to protect our investment. We found the zinc key in pumpkin seeds to turn on the engine of repair. And finally, we learned to identify and manage the internal wrecking ball of excess sugar, protecting our hard work from being undone. Each of these steps, on its own, is a positive change. But together, they create a powerful synergy. They work as a team, each one supporting and amplifying the effects of the others. This is what it means to work with your body, not against it. I know that making changes can feel daunting, especially when we've had the same habits for decades. But I want you to let go of any feeling of overwhelm. This is not a pass or fail test. This is a journey of small, consistent acts of self-care. It's about adding one new thing this week. Maybe it's a handful of pumpkin seeds as a snack. Maybe it's swapping one sugary drink for a glass of water with lemon. The power is in the consistency. Every time you make one of these choices, you are casting a vote for a stronger, more resilient you. You are sending a clear message to your body, right down to the cellular level, that you are on its side. This is how you reclaim your vitality. This is how you begin to close the gap between the vibrant person you feel on the inside and the reflection you see in the mirror. It starts not in a jar, but on your plate. I truly hope this has been valuable for you, and that it has opened your eyes to the power you hold in your own hands. If it has, please take a moment to hit that like button. It's a small click, but it sends a big signal to YouTube that this information is important, and it helps our channel reach so many more people who need to hear this empowering message. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so you never miss our next deep dive. We are building a strong, supportive community here dedicated to aging with strength, knowledge, and dignity. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember to be kind to yourself on this journey. Stay strong, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.